MetLife Stadium, Thursday Night Football, back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
This time it's blue and not green. Cowboys are in the building. Number less than a touchdown, but a lot of storylines. A lot of people are saying Giants could have a couple wins if they had a kicker.
Yeah.
So maybe the talk around the Giants, Big Blue, isn't as bad as it thought. But then on the flip side, oh my goodness gracious, it's all negative chirping around the Dallas Cowboys. Last week we talked about how the Ravens were going to run all over them.
Right. And they did.
Talk to me. We were in MetLife. Awesome atmosphere for the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
The atmosphere will be just as good because the Giants fans will show up. How you feel about this game?
Cowboys have the third worst D in the league through 3 weeks. Where is backwards hat Danny Quinn when you need him right now? But this, in all seriousness, looks like a lack of effort, Sean. I mean, you just want to talk gut check effort the last 2 weeks. Giants have had more effort in Washington and at Cleveland than back-to-back host games at Jerry's World. They haven't dropped back-to-back games since 2017. They look lethargic on D. Is this a factor of you paid the quarterback, you paid the lead wide receiver, and where's Micah's check? Where's Diggs' check? I don't.
Go back and watch the juice bars from last year, the offseason coming in. They didn't do anything all offseason.
This is true.
We talked about this. Their big addition was Zeke Elliott. Trayvon Diggs is coming off an ACL, and he wasn't a crazy lockdown guy last year. Go watch the Packers film. It looks like the exact same defense, partly because there's no new guys.
So is Jerry saying to the airwaves, because he said it this week, 105.3 The Fan, if I'm not mistaken, in Dallas, we're fine at every position. I'm paraphrasing. Is that just smoke and mirrors for the tabloids?
You're fine at every position. Let me read you some of these defensive numbers. The Cowboys have allowed back-to-back 100-yard rushes in a week. They're bottom 5 in rushing offense, 3.6 yards a carry, 73.7 yards per game. That's 29th and 30th, respectively, in the NFL. They get gashed in the red zone. Their touchdown rate in the red zone allowed is 90%.
It's horrendous.
If you get in the red zone, it's a touchdown. So what I'm getting at is he knows they're not locked up and solid at every position. But what did we expect? Here's the big thing. You're moving around Mike. What position does TJ Watt play? Edge.
Outside edge, baby.
Does he play anything else?
I mean, you can move them all over.
No, you don't. He's either playing on one side of the edge or the other side. He's not dropping back in coverage. He's not doing all this
Why are you going TJ Watt here?
No, but what I'm saying is you're asking Micah Parsons to move all over the place. Every play is in a different position on the field.
So you think the issue, I think this is a leadership issue. I think this locker room is not tight. And I think, again, we have another Jerry Jones alphaing the coach, and the coach isn't stepping in. I get McCarthy's a blue-collar guy from Pittsburgh, believe it or not. But to come out lethargic after you got boat raced by the Saints, that to me is a culture issue.
Being lethargic. They don't have enough bodies.
You really think it's a personnel
thing? They don't have enough talent on the defensive side.
But explain to me on the other side of this game, the Giants have way less talent, and they showed up to a more talented Cleveland Browns team, let's call it what it is, and stole one.
Barely offensively.
Off of effort. It's fascinating what effort and accountability can get you. And I'm sitting here looking at this game going, I guess we'll go off history if we got to make a pick here. Dak owns the Giants, loves playing in New York. This is a beyond a gut check game. They lose this game to the New York Football Giants. It's over.
I'm so sick of hearing that. We just had that narrative last week. It's a gut check. Micah Parsons said he needs his boys.
That's why I took the Ravens
and play harder. And they're not locked in on a week-to-week basis. Forget about gut check, brother. They don't have enough talent on that side. And the reason I was bringing up TJ Watt and the rest of the guys that play edge, Max Crosby, they play edge. That's what they do. They're asking Micah Parsons to run all over the field and play different positions and show up on different sides of the field because they're trying to fill holes, and they're asking Micah to do a bunch of things. I'm going to tell you this right now about Micah Parsons. He doesn't have a deal, and if this continues, I wouldn't be shocked by week 6 or week 7 he somehow finds himself on the bench not participating.
No chance.
Why? For what?
He wants to be a Cowboy. I like what he said on his podcast.
He's going to be a Cowboy regardless. Why go out there and risk injury for a team that he believes, because it came out of his mouth, isn't participating, isn't bringing it every week?
Well, then he needs to stop talking on the podcast and turn inside and start talking to the other 10 men in the huddle then.
Well, that's what he's been doing on the sideline.
This is
You saw him
disappointing.
get into it with DeMarcus Lawrence. They were chatting. It wasn't a positive conversation. Every time they put a mic in his face, post-game, he's complaining. He doesn't have a haircut. Have you seen how he looks? He looks tired and beat up already in week 3. I'm going to tell you right now. He feels like he's coming out fully loaded every week, and the rest of his guys aren't. If they're 2-6, 2-7, which is very possible.
No chance. 2-6.
Let me ask you something. I know we have to wrap here. What makes you think that they can't be 2-6?
I think they could sit here and outscore most teams with an opportunistic, sneaky defense on most Sundays.
I'll take the Giants on Thursday. I can't go with the Cowboys.
What? Cowboys eviscerate the New York Giants. Double-digit dub.